I switch it in a second. I'm gonna let you have the floor, Banks, because I did see your Twitter. You was talking about how the Baltimore Ravens offensive didn't have an offensive line and all this other stuff.
Absolutely,
Man, please go
absolutely,
ahead. Go ahead. Say what you
absolutely.
gotta say, man.
I just feel like you know,
Say what you gotta say.
there's not much to say, man. Credit to Lamar Jackson, man. Credit to Lamar Jackson. He just that week that game just proved to me how great of a talent he really is, though. When you're the primary focal point of a defense every single week that you play a game, and the guy's only like what, barely 6 foot tall, 6 foot 6'1" maybe, barely 200 pounds. He's going out there getting the best of every defender every time he drops back and runs the ball. He made some pretty good throws just on Saturday, and he just came up short, man. He just came up short. I want to see what the Ravens are going to work with him. They're going to give him more weapons because he needs it. He needs more weapons. Mark Andrews can't be the answer every play. He can't. The running game is run or bust with them. That's just pretty much what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Once the running game is not working, there goes the ball game. And I don't feel like that has anything to do with Lamar Jackson's throwing ability. He has some great flashes where he throws great balls, and then some games he's off. So accuracy is still an issue. He needs to work on that. But the offensive line was terrible. Pass protection wise, they were terrible. I mean, every single drop back for the most part, Lamar Jackson was running for his life. Whether that's happened to being able to go through his reads, he wasn't given that time to go through his read. If you go back and actually watch the game, when you actually sit back and truthfully watch it, the offensive line let him down. They let him down big time. There was even some reports about the offensive lineman apologizing, to him about the way the things were, how that game went. So hey, but again, we are talking about the Buffalo Bills.
They're
Defense.
good.
I mean, it was bound to happen. That team is led.
No, hell no. We're not gonna make that excuse. You know why?
Excuse. That's fact.
It is an excuse.
That's not
the
excuse,
Buffalo Bills were in the bottom half of the league and stopping the run, and they showed up during this game against the Baltimore Ravens.
But were they in the bottom half of the league
ass down? What
in defense? We know. Listen, forget the statistics for the most part when the playoffs start. You're going to get every team's best in the playoffs. You're going to get every team's best. Understand that. Everybody starts over at 0 in the playoffs.
Okay.
So let's just remember that. Buffalo is a very competitive, and they're tough defense, bro. Like, that's just what it is. They're not going to just go. They're not going to make it easy on you. Whether they finish last against the rush or first against the rush, either way it goes, they're not going to make your day easy. And they blitzed Lamar Jackson ridiculously that game. They blitzed him almost every single down. Every single down.
Throw the ball.
Didn't have time.
Throw the ball.
That's what they said. We're gonna dare you to throw the ball. We want you to throw the ball deep. They don't have it.
How many times I gotta tell you that? Throw the damn ball. Like,
well, I mean, let's see what he does with an actual receiver, because Hollywood Brown
man, nobody will play with this dude, man, because all he do is run the ball the whole game. If I was a receiver,
everybody wants to play with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is probably the most likable player in the league.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Roddy White put up numbers playing with Mike Vick.
Come on, bro. Exactly, bro. Are you
serious? No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not.
Roddy
White?
Ridiculous numbers.
Roddy White didn't get no numbers till Matt Ryan got there. Don't even play that.
That's a lie.
That's fact.
That's not a fact.
That's fact.
You're lying right now.
That's fact. All right. When Mike Vick leave?
When he got blocked
Brian
up.
Finneran got numbers with Mike Vick.
That is, Brian Finneran had some seasons.
Algie Crumpler got numbers.
Get out of here.
Come on,
I got you. I got you. Roddy White. I got you.
1, 2,
Was he number
3,
11?
4, 5. He had 6 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons.
What years?
2007 to 2012.
Mike Vick left already.
All right, Brian Finneran. Let's look it up.
Man, look at Brian Finneran, because this argument dead. This argument is dead. I already know. Roddy White wasn't productive until Matt Ryan came up in there.
We talking about Lamar Jackson either way.
Okay, well, nobody. Well, I'm just putting it out there right now. Nobody, no receiver, no dominant receiver wants to play with Lamar because Lamar can't get him the ball. That's what it is.
That's not what it is.
Why not? Because
it's yet to be determined. How about that?
Yet to be determined?
It's yet to be determined because Lamar Jackson doesn't have nobody to throw the ball to if his name not Mark Andrews.
Well, I know a couple of shows ago, somebody said in this pod that they need to go back to what they was doing to make that was making Lamar successful. I believe that
Absolutely. That's
was
making a
running the
quarterback. I
ball.
stand on that.
And
He's an
running the
athlete, not
ball.
a
And guess
quarterback.
what? And guess what? You lost.
Hey.
So what
Man, listen,
now?
all right, how about this? How about I flip the gun on you really quick? How about
Flip the gun?
I'm gonna flip the gun on you there. I'm gonna be the one to point the gun at you. So what about Ryan Tannehill?
What about him?
Where is he?
He at home.
All right. Don't worry about it. Next, have it your turn, bro. Go ahead and take over.
Okay, go ahead, have it. Go ahead, do your
nothing
thing.
else to say.
What you got on Brian Finneran? I need to hear
Where's
this.
Andy Dalton?
Not much.
Where's
Brian, I
Andy
think
Dalton?
Brian Finneran was just a beast in Madden, but that was pretty much
Yeah,
it.
he was a
Hey,
beast
listen.
at it.
This is one more reason why you cannot trust anything from Madden.
Man,
But
please, man.
look,
Please.
this goes back to the narrative. First the narrative, and it's kind of like moving the goalpost. But first the narrative was Lamar can't win a playoff game. Then he won a playoff game. Now the narrative is, well, Lamar can't throw good enough to win you a playoff game.
Hey, Havoc,
So,
if we being 100, if we
we
being
just gonna keep
100,
moving that
he did not
goalpost.
throw the ball last week against
just
the
gonna keep
Titans to win the
moving that
game. Let's be
goalpost.
100 here. Let's be 100 here. He did not throw the ball to win him the game last week against the Titans. Let's be real.
Listen,
Well,
And-
just like that wide receiver that you call a quarterback, Tannehill.
and listen, it's one of those things where we know everybody, the whole league knows what their offense is,
Yep.
right? Like the zebra has its stripes. You know what you're getting when the Ravens come into town. The problem is Hollywood Brown is not necessarily an elite wide receiver. He's a deep threat, but he's not an elite wide receiver. So you can't really lean on him to bail you out. Because, I mean, he'll bail you out against the Cincinnati Bengals of the world, but he ain't going to bail you out in the playoffs much, right? So, for me, I mean, that wide receiver group they've given Lamar throughout his career has not been strong, to say the very least. So, it's kind of like with Buffalo. Give him one guy he can rely on that's not the tight end, and then you might see something. But
Man, he don't throw it to him regardless.
until that day comes, man. Listen, and I've seen some Ravens games. Their wide receiver core is very comparable to the Miami Dolphins. A lot of big guys, not a lot of separation.
Hey, I saw a lot of separation against the Titans.
let me get
Marquise
better.
Brown coming across the middle on a daggone shallow cross. Lamar missed him. So I don't want to hear it. Go ahead, Shake.
Let me tell you this. Right now, Marquise Brown is their main receiver, and that's like Buffalo having Cole Beasley as their main guy. You're not going to win like that. I think
Thank you.
Marquise
That's a
Brown
good
is
point.
the equivalent of Cole Beasley. He's like the third guy. Second guy is pushing it, but
Yeah.
third guy will be more suited to his role.
Yeah, it's kind of like if John Ross was your main guy.
And that's to that point too. I mean, it's only going to get better for Lamar Jackson from this point, bro. It's only going to get better. We're talking about a guy that was counted out, period, from the beginning. He got into the league anyway. He's an MVP quarterback, whether you like it or not. He's an MVP. He got bounced last year. What did he do this year? He came back, played, advanced in the playoffs. Guess what's going to happen next year? He's probably going to end up being an AFC Championship because it's clear he's getting better and better, bro. You don't see it because you're just that narrow-minded.
Nah,
when it
you
comes
being
down
the
to
Captain
quarterback.
Save-A-Hole right now. That's what you being.
No, I'm just being the guy-
Isa, can I save her? I wanna be saved.
I'm being honest about what I'm watching on the field. I'm not going to continue to praise bad quarterbacks like Tannehill. And
You just said he was top 5 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, he's out of my top 5 of that playoff performance he had. It was terrible.
Man,
I think
Tannehill again, bro.
I think what we're
flip flop over
I think what
here.
we're starting